to a new video. My name is Estefania and I'm an illustrator from Quito, Ecuador, but right now I'm in Bogotá, Colombia because of a book fair. I'm here for several days, so I will visit the fair and do some tourism. So probably I will do some tourism first and then I'll go to the fair, but I'm also here because I will go to an illustration congress, so I want you to come with me and just explore the city and just have fun with books and illustrations. So let's see what happens. And yeah, it's my first time here, so I don't have any expectations, but I'm sure it's going to be fun. I think so. Okay, see you later. Bye. From the future. I'm editing right now, so I just want to let you know that I lost a lot of footage videos when I was passing my videos from my devices to the computer, and for some reason they just arrived empty. So yeah, sorry about that, and that's why this is kind of like two videos in one, or that's how it looked like. But stay with me and it will make sense, and I will tell you what happened in the fair and in the Congress, Illustration Congress. Okay, so I went to the fair because I couldn't be able to go to Bologna this year, and I thought, okay, Colombia is very close to Ecuador, we are neighbors, and this fair is quite big. I heard about it, I never have been there before, and there's also this illustration congress which is really famous, and my teachers, my professor, they have been there, and a lot of techniques that they learn there, because in this congress a lot of international illustrators are invited. So that's really cool, because it's difficult. South America is quite away from the whole illustration thing, because I think there is more movement maybe in Europe and the US and maybe in Asia than South America, so it's quite far away, and it's really cool to have them so close. Okay, so let's start with the fair. My first impressions, because I was expecting, of course, something similar to Bologna, so I brought with me my portfolio, my mock-up books, or my dummy books, and my business card, and it wasn't like Bologna at all. And this is because it was more focused into like the public and the people that buy books, instead of illustrators and editors or bookshop owners. And I didn't expect that there was so much, or so many people. Well, there were a lot of people, and like the day that I went, the first day I went, it was 1st of May, and that was a completely mistake, because there's so many people in Bogotá, there's so many, and because it was bank holiday, because of 1st of May, everybody was there, everybody. So the grandma with the wheelchair, and the ones with these things that when you break your leg, the baby car, everybody was with the baby car. You cannot stand, like, first the queue was very long, and then when you were already there, oh my god, you wanted to go to a stand. It was so harsh, like there was like rivers of people. I think there are 9 million in Bogotá. I'm not quite sure of that quantity, but oh my god, you really have to go on the weekdays and at the beginning of the fair, because later they will go like more and more people. And also in the weekdays, the fair is also packed with school groups. I think there were more people in this book fair than in Bologna. Yeah, I really don't like when there is a lot of people, and it makes me feel so stressful and angry, very grumpy about it. But anyway, okay, from that perspective, that wasn't a positive thing, because the fair was just to sell books. So the editorial houses and the owners, there was like a small group where all the editorials, like independent and kind of picture bookish or kind of illustrated books were, and they were more focused to sell the books because there were a lot of people. There weren't any illustrators that I saw that were queuing or showing portfolios because it was more to sell books. So I just checked some editorial houses and I asked for their business card, and that's it, because even though I had my portfolio with me, I said to myself, no, they are so busy that they are not going to put me attention. But anyway, it was good to know and just to see it. And I bought a lot of books. Well, not that many in the fair, but in general in Colombia, Bogotá. I think if you just want to check out books, and if you know Spanish, if you speak Spanish, that will be nice. But just go on, weekdays and at the beginning of the fair, and try to go earlier just to avoid the masses of people. Yeah, okay, so let's start with the Congress. And this Congress is very, very famous, well, I think in South America, because it's an International Illustration Congress, and this was the 9th edition. So I was quite excited to go, because at the beginning there was going to be invited Manuel Marsol, which was the winner of Bologna in 2017, and I was like, oh my god, this is so great. And I thought it was quite cheap, because there's like the Congress and there are workshops in the afternoon. So the Congress is in the morning, there are 3 days, and the workshops are 3 days, but maybe 2 hours or 1 hour and a half each day for 3 days. And I was like, oh, this is great. Okay, so I decided, but actually there were a lot of things that I'm not happy about, because they are not that well organized, and because Manuel Marsol couldn't be able to go, but I was not notified for that thing that happened, and I thought I was already in the workshop for sure, because I already paid and everything. At that time I had to be like a stalker, and I have to do my research, because there was a time that they have to write to you all the materials that you have to bring to the class. I was like, okay, this is already time. So I just check out their Instagram and their Facebook, and I realized they took all the information of Manuel Marsol's workshop, and I said, this is quite weird. So I wrote to them, there was no answer, and I had to write to Manuel Marsol like a stalker. Yeah, I wrote to him through Instagram, and he answered me that he already cancelled with them 2 weeks ago because he had some problems. And I said, okay, maybe this is okay, this can happen, but it's not acceptable that you don't tell me that this already happened, because the main reason that I was going to this Congress and to Colombia was because of Manuel Marsol. Yeah, that was the first, my main reason, because I love his work, I love his illustrations and how he mixed colors. I really like his work, and I was so pissed, so pissed. And at the end they cannot refund your money, so I had to choose other workshops. So I chose other with editorial illustration with Armando Bebe, and I had this other one that I already paid with Mujer Gallina and Solo Undurraga, which I already had. But the thing is that she had for 3 days, but she had to change the last day at the end. So it was like 2 days, but the second day was the time of the other workshop as well. So it's like from 2:30 until 9 or something, because the workshops is, first one is from 2:30 until 4, and the second is from 5 to 9 or something like this, or 6 to 9, because it crashes with the other schedule of the other workshop. So I was really annoyed because this happened later, and because they gave some reason because of Nami Conquers, and they shortlisted one of my illustrations in one of set of illustrations, the parade one in Nami Conquers, and I knew that they told us in January or February, and I knew that was like a lie, because they said, oh, she got selected, so it's congratulations, and that's the reason why she cannot be here on the 3rd day. And probably that was, yeah, I think that was a reason, because she was later there in Korea, in South Korea, which was the Nami Conquers exhibition. But what annoys me is that they already knew. So you can imagine, as first impression that I got from this Congress was not the best. It was my first time that I went there, so this already started wrong. But anyway, it was a good congress, and I'm not regretting of going, because it's nice to know different parts, how is the movement in other countries, and the market, and all the talks that were worth it completely. The 3 days of the congress were really nice, and the workshops were okay. I learned a lot as well, but it was very, very intense. It was from 9 a.m. until 9 p.m. so you can imagine 12 hours of non-stop, and you have to like hurry to get to the workshop after going to the congress, and take something with you on the way so you can eat something. Yeah, so at the end I was kind of a zombie because of this kind of very, very tight schedule. So I'm going to talk about the conference, so in the morning, and I'm going to say the names of the people that were talking. So we had Claudia Rueda from Colombia, Barrón from Mexico, Undurraga from Chile, Paula Bonet from Spain, and the next day we had Samuel Castaño from Colombia, Bernd Mölck from Germany, Paloma Valdivia and Blanco Pantoja from Chile, Armando Bebe from the United States, Gusti from Argentina, Kikis 1313 from Mexico, and Roger Casa from Ecuador, and Javier Zavala from Spain. Yes, so I'm just going to talk about the talks that I really, really like. So the first day, I think I will say Claudia Rueda talked about the fight against two languages, which was the text and the image. So she mostly said that it's very important not to be implicit. An illustration or a work can be more rich if it has ambiguity, and if you're not putting exactly what the text says, because that's the game and that's the fight that they have to put in a book format. If you are too literal, there is no way that the public, the reader, won't think. And because she said that it's quite interesting that there is like these gray areas and there is a space for interpretation between text and image. Then at the same time, Barrón is the author of the Bestiario, which is a very, very cool book. He shows us his sketchbooks because he travels a lot and he draws while he's traveling. So he was mostly talking about his experiences traveling and drawing, and it was really, really beautiful in a way that he took us there and like just as an experience. But for example, he said that it's very important that you have like a traditional school, and from there you can change proportions or perspective. If you make naive style, is that you are making it on purpose, but not because you are not able to do it. So I think that was a good advice. And also he said that sometimes when you're starting, you have to give for free some things so you can be a little bit well known when you're starting in illustrations, and just work hard and hard. You have to do it every day. You have to make a habit. You have to wake up like at 9 a.m. and you have to be persistent. And I think that was also a nice thing. Then we had Undurraga, and she showed us more or less what she has been doing, and that she studied architecture and the process of her book that lasted 3 years, this Atlas Americano, and that was like a really, really long process. But she always wanted to put the good things and the bad things, and sometimes at the editorial house they didn't allow her to put the bad things. But there are ways sometimes that you put like little messages hidden on the images and they don't realize it's there. So sometimes you have to really, really put what you want to say, and I thought that was nice as well. Then the second day, the 3rd of May, we had the German Bernd Mölck-Tassel. He was a jury of Bologna in last year. He more or less told us what he has been living through his experience as an illustrator, and he is also a teacher, a professor in a Hague University. So he was also saying that he has this program of illustration and that is very cheap, and I thought it was really, really nice for new people, like for young people that would like to go and study illustration in Germany, because at the end Germany is not as expensive as other countries in Europe, and the university is like almost free, well, compared with here, like in Ecuador or in the United States or in in the UK. Then another talk that I really liked was from Paloma Valdivia and Blanco Pantoja, and it was really interesting the way that they were chatting. It was quite funny. One, Blanco Pantoja, he was talking about his new editorial house, and also Paloma Valdivia has a new editorial house which is called Liebre, Ediciones Liebre, and is more for like early childhood. So she focused a lot on the text, and she contract different writers that put more attention into the writing. For the last day, I'm just going to talk about one person, and that's Gusti, because Gusti's talk was amazing, was really nice. Like, everybody that is feeling down and needs motivation related to illustration, he must or she must listen to Gusti. And yeah, it was so cool. So I'm just going to read my notes because he said some things that really resonated with me, just in case I'm not going to commit some mistakes or anything. So he said he's put some recommendations to be the best drawer of the world. I'm not sure is that the right word, like painter, like drawer, or like an artist, the best artist of the world. You need to win prizes, you need to publish in a lot of languages, you need to have trust in yourself, you need to be patient. Being a drawer or being an artist or a painter is a way of life. You have to connect with your heart and to ask yourself, what do I really want to do, or what do I really want? You don't have to close yourself in one style. And he also says that the pencil makes magic, and everything that he draws has to be with his life. Besides the age that we have, we don't have to change because we are still children inside, a child inside. We always have to play, and we have to accept that sometimes drawings aren't going to be the finishes as we want. Drawing fast makes you that you don't think, and sometimes drawing gives you more time, especially when he's comparing with a photograph, and he's like, when you draw you remember more the things that you are living in the moment. Sometimes to give visibility to something you have to hide it, or you have to not showing it. He's also said that drawing is useful to fail, and it's great because the pencil is a great teacher and you have to learn from your failures. And he said something that el lápiz entrega su vida para que tú puedas escribir la tuya, which is so beautiful. And it's the pencil gives its life to you in order for you to write yours. So that's amazing. Okay, I think this is it with the talks. And about the workshops, I don't have that much to say. I just took workshops with Sol Undurraga and Armando Bebe. And Sol Undurraga was about like an imaginary cartography, so you could make like a country or maybe something imaginary from yourself, and you have to choose into different food, different places, or different animals that identify to this idea or to you or to this country, but it doesn't need to be literal. So for example, if you have to make cities or places, it doesn't mean that you have to draw all the place, but just something that remembers you to that place. So the process was quite nice. I really had fun, and I think I could make something related to this for other projects. And with Armando Bebe, it was about editorial illustration, and he showed us more or less how is to go into that world. He's quite successful in that area, but at the beginning he wasn't like that, and he had to learn like step by step, and now like he can live from illustration. And he showed us the way how can we approach to editorial houses, art directors, or creative directors, and how can we find them. It showed us that it's not that difficult to do that, because sometimes when you say, oh, that's so difficult, I'm not going to do it, so you don't do it because you think it is difficult, but actually if you just try it, you will see that it's not like that. So yeah, that was really useful. So nowadays I'm training myself into editorial illustration to see and explore other areas. And yeah, okay, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you like it, and I'm going to put a blog post on the next video. The link is going to be on the 3 videos for the next week. The book haul on the first part 1 book haul, the second part that is going to be next week, and this video, and you will see all this information in one. and with all the links are going to be down below of the things that I've talked, and moreover more development if you are more interested about this fair and this congress. So thank you very much, and I hope to see you next time. And if you have any suggestions about incoming videos, just let me know and I will try to make them. Yeah, okay, so have a great day and see you in the next video. Bye! And in case you don't know, this is Mario. He's my companion, my panda companion. He's 25 or 24 years old. Okay, I'm not sure if I'm going to take him with me for a city tour, but let's see. Okay.